Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey. Today's tutorial, it's all about baby's first beanie, and this is really quite amazing. So we're going to be using a size G hook today. This is a size 7mm, or sorry, size 4.5mm. It is a size G. And then in my tutorials here, I'm using the Red Heart Shimmer. This is a really, has a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's like baby yarn. It's thinner than normal, and this is a really wonderful opportunity to make something really cool. So now let's get started, and you're going to need a string. This one is maybe about 18 inches long, and instead of a stitch marker, I tend to use strings because I always lose my stitch markers, but I'll show you what to do with that next. We're going to need a total of 3 colors. You can opt to do 1 color if you wish. You know, the creativity is up to you, and I'm going to start off with the light blue color to begin. To begin this tutorial, we're going to create a slip knot, and just like you see, there are slower tutorials available. And if you're following along, chances are you have a little bit of experience. So now let's chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's form a ring by taking the hook and put it into the first stitch that you started with, the first chain, and pull through like that. And so this is the beginning, and we want to work around in the ring just like that. So now let's move on and do our next part. So now let's begin our next part. We're just going to immediately chain 2. And we want to do 9 half double crochets around the center of this ring. So we're just going to wrap and go through, and what we want to just do is just half double crochet ourselves around. And what I want to do, that was 1, and I want to keep the straggler on top of the ring, so it's going to get stuck underneath inside the ring. So when I go in, just leave it on top, and there you go. So we want to do a total of 9 of those. That chaining that we did in the very beginning of chaining a 2 counts as 1, therefore you'll have what appears to be 10 half double crochets when you're going all the way around. So do that when we back up in a second. So we're going to do a slip stitch. I got my 9 in here plus the chain, which equals 10, and I'm just going to put my hook into the top of the beginning 2. Chain 2 and just pull it through and through. And I'm just going to pull this extra big because this is where this other string that I asked you to cut comes into play. This I want to put in there because I want to mark it. It gets really difficult, especially with the thinner yarn, to be able to tell where your stop and start is. So these stitch markers or this just piece of string just is a great indication for when you're going around yourself in a circle. So let's continue along with this particular round. To begin again, we just have to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and we need to put another half double crochet right in the base of where that originates. Okay, and we're just going to do a half double crochet, and now we're going to come into each stitch as we go around, and we're going to put 2 half double crochets in. And essentially we're growing the hat from the top and down. So 2 half double crochets into each as we go around. So just do that. When we back up in a second, where we'll slip stitch and we'll move on to the next one. So 2 half double crochets into each. When we get back all the way around, see where the stitch marker is? That is your last stitch before we move on to the next round. So make sure you do your 2 half double crochets in for that, and then we want to slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain of 2 to finalize that round. And I want to pull a big loop again, and I want to grab this string again, and I want to come in right beside where I've just pulled that up, and I'm just going to grab the string and just pull a piece of that. And what we're doing here is that you're going to be able to follow this string going up through the hat as we're working along, and it really helps you to keep balanced when we're moving around these rings. Let's move up the next round. We're going to chain 2, so 1 and 2, and now immediately in the first stitch, which is right here. Okay, it's not right underneath, it's right here, and right underneath is what we did before. So we're just going to do 1 half double crochet in to the next stitch, and then the next one is going to have 2 half double crochets in. Okay, the next one is going to be 1 half double crochet, and then the next stitch is going to be 2 half double crochet, and you want to do that, keep repeating back and forth as you go around. So just this is 1, and then the next one will have 2 half double crochets. So let's continue to do that. Meet me back up in a second, and we'll keep moving along. So we're now continuing all the way back around. I'm doing my last stitch. If you see where this white one is, do you see how that is originating and being part of the first one? That is not your last stitch. Okay, the one right before it is. I know sometimes this is hard, especially in these circles, for people to identify that. So if you've done your math right, you will end up with 2 half double crochets in the final before you're going to slip stitch it to the top at the beginning too, just like we did before. So I'm going to pull this loop up big now, and right coming up underneath, I want to pull that white one through, and that'll indicate to me where the stop and start is again. And now we're ready for the next round up one more time. So you can see the line is carrying up. To begin again, we are now going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, just like we did before, and we're going to come immediately into the next stitch, which is right here. Okay, that's not part of it here. And we are just going to put 1 half double crochet in, and then we're going to put another half double crochet into the next one, and then the very next one is going to have 2. So basically you have two single half doubles in a row, and then the next one is 2 right in the same one. So let's begin again. So 1 half double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next, and then the next one is going to have 2 half double crochets. And we want to continue that same ratio. So let's begin again. So 1 half, this is 1 half, and then this stitch has 2 halves, meaning half double crochet. So repeat that all the way around. We'll meet back up in a second where we'll carry on. So I'm finishing up this round here, and if you played your cards right, the last stitch is your 2 half doubles in the same, and I'm just going to slip stitch it to the top of the beginning, pull a big loop, and then I'm going to grab my white string again, indicate it. So we're going to move on to the next level that we have, and let's put this back onto my hook. So let's begin again. So we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to immediately come into the very next stitch for a half double crochet, and then we're going to go into the next one and the next one. So we're going to do 3 half double crochets in a row, and then the next stitch is going to be 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So this revolution is 3 to 1. So 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and then the next one will be 2. Okay, so let's put in our 2. Okay, so ready again. So we're going to have 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 half, and then this one's going to have 2. So continue to do that all the way around. This is the last time we're going to be growing this hat. It looks pretty small at this point, but I want to show you something afterward, because it's going to still continue to expand for 2 more revolutions, even though a lot of people don't expect that. So continue all the way around, meet back up, doing your 3 halves in a row, and then the 4th is basically the 2 halves in the same stitch. So we now come all the way back around, and simply I just want to nail it to the top. You should end up with 2 half double crochets before you do their slip stitching if you've done it right. And now I want to fasten this blue off and change my color. So whatever colors you are deciding to use at this point, the next color, color B that Kathy is suggesting, I'm just weaving this in, by the way, as I'm talking to you. I'm just weaving it in a little bit, and as Kathy is suggesting, color B is actually a dominant color as well, so you want to choose your colors to be able to coordinate properly. So in this case I'm going to choose white just because I can. So to begin, I'm just going to create a loop just like so, and I want to start exactly where I finished off here. Okay, so I'm just going to fasten it on, to grab the loop, pull it through, and then just pull both of the straggler and the regular yarn through the loop, and now I just want to chain 1. Okay, and now I want to half double crochet myself all the way around. So I'm going to nail this first one here, and I'm just going to go in, and I want to half double crochet for this entire revolution. And color B, which is this one here, is going to be only on for this revolution, and then we're going to change the color. Remember, changing colors is pretty subjective. If you don't want to change colors, that's up to you, but we're going to continue to go around this using white, and we'll meet you back up in a second. We're going to change the color back to color A, which is the original blue that I just started with. So this is creating your first striping. So I'm now finishing up, and this is my last stitch, and all I just want to do now is just slip stitch to the top of the beginning chain that we started off with, just like this. And I want to take this color and I want to cut it as well and fasten off just like that. And I'm just weaving in the edges again, and as I went around this with the blue, the ones that were in the blue got trapped underneath the white section, and I was able to trim off the extra as well. This also, just to make it easier, I am going to pull out the stitch marker outside now, and I'm just going to trim off the top that we had. Makes it easier to see. And voila, we have everything going into position. Oh, there's another one to trim. And so we're now going to move on to the next steps here, and we're going to change it from A, C, A, B, A. And what we want to do now is that the next three are going to be single crochets only, and right where I stopped is where we're going to fasten on. So let's grab the original yarn that we started with, and again form the loop, and right where I started in, and I just want to pull through. So this one here is a single crochet, which will be a very thin line. So just pulling it both through, and that really counts as a single crochet in this instant here. And we're just immediately going to go to the next one. Make sure your straggler's on top of the line, like that. And we want to go around and single crochet ourselves all the way around. So continue to do that. When we back up, we're going to fasten off, and then we're going to move on to color C, which will be the darker blue that I chose in the very beginning. So I'm in my very last stitch. I'm just going to slip stitch it to the where I single crocheted in the beginning, like that, and I'm just going to trim my yarn again and weave in the next section. So weave in this yarn, so just pull it out and just kind of pull it around, and then just weave around the edges. That white that's hanging out is from before. I can safely cut that as well. No big deal. And now let's change to color C. In this case, let's go back to where we started, and color C is a darker color. And again, just form a loop like you did before. Okay, and just stick it in the top, the loop, and pull the straggler and the new yarn through, and let the straggler fall down, and that counts as a single crochet. So we immediately go into the next one that's available, and we just want to keep that straggler on top of the line so that it gets trapped into position, so we can safely work on that as we go around. So just continue to go all the way around. When we back up, we're going to change the color back to color A, which is the nice surf blue that you see, and then we'll continue along. We're actually pretty far along in our project already. So I've gone all the way around with my color C, and I just want to slip stitch it to the single crochet like I did already before that we've shown, and we'll trim the yarn and pull it through, and then just lock it into position just like that, and then weave in the edges again. So now we're going to change it to color A, which is the nice surf blue again. The way that Chanel does our Kathy design, I call Chanel by the way. It's her nickname, it used to be. So the way Kathy designed it is that these stripes are in the middle, so we're doing the middle of the striping right now. So let's change our color back to the original, and again, just like we did before, pull through both, and that counts as your single. Let your straggler fall down, and simply just go around again, single crocheting, making sure your straggler's on top of the line to capture it in as you go. So continue along, and this is color number A, and we're working along pretty good at this, and keep everything nice and tight, and continue. We'll see you in a second. So I've come all the way back around, and we're just slip stitching to the beginning of the single crochet that we did before, and now that was the end of our single crocheting for this particular beanie until we get to the final revolution after you do the ear flaps, if you decided to do ear flaps. And there is a video available on that if you wish as well. And again, I just want to weave this in, and the next layer is going to trap that in a position. The ones that were already hanging out, I've already off camera taken those out. I just trimmed those because it was safe to do so. And so there is the top of your beanie so far. And now we're going to change it back to color B. And so in color B, remember that is white. And so now we're going to be beginning to do half double crochet. So take a loop, just like so, where we started. Take the loop, pull it through, and then grab the straggler and the yarn, pull it through, and then just let the straggler fall down, and pull through. So that counts as 2, and now we're going to just half double crochet ourselves around this entire revolution with this color. And we are only doing this for one color, so we're only doing one revolution with this color. And if you notice the way that Kathy designed her hat is that you will see a white brim at the top, and then you will see all these colors and then the white, so it's kind of giving conclusion to the stripes, just like you see. So that's a half double crochet all the way around. Let's meet up in a second. We're going to change the color to color A after this, and color A is the final color change of this hat and for the remainder of this project until you get to the ear flaps. And now we're back to the start again. We're just going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning where we did that, and take this yarn and trim it again. So this is the last time we're changing color. We're changing it back to color A, which is the color white, or sorry, color light blue, just like we started at the very top of the hat. And so then this is the final color change that we're going to do for this until we get to the ear flaps. And so let's bring on that color again. So just again loop it, attach it where the other one stopped, and begin like that. So we're just going to do that. You probably already know what you're doing at this particular point. Just going up. Okay, so we're just going to half double crochet, and what I want you to do, I need you to do the same thing, okay, for 3 more revolutions, which includes this one. Okay, so you're going to go around, you're going to slip stitch, go around, slip stitch, and go around and slip stitch. So you're going to do this blue layer with half double crochet with a total of 3 times. And when you come back, I'm going to finalize off this hat, so please do all 3 rounds, and we're going to come back and finalize. So as promised, I've done now 3 revolutions. I'm just going to slip stitch to the top of the beginning of chain. Remember, every revolution that you did, you should have chained 2 and continued around when you did your slip stitching. I want to fasten this off. Now this is the conclusion of doing a baby beanie, so if you don't want ear flaps, you don't have to continue at this point. And if you want ear flaps, we do have a tutorial available on that, and it really does make this already cute amazing baby hat to be quite spectacular. So we're just I'm weaving off my edges. I just want to do a little bit better of a job than that. You know, kids that like to move things around. I'm just trimming off any loose ends that are coming out because the way that I did it, it's very easy to trim those and not worry about it. And so there comes the conclusion of doing your baby beanie. This is baby's first beanie hat, and if you want to continue with the earmuffs or the ear flaps, the choice is up to you, but this is still really spectacular as is.